So before I start today's video, today is International Women's Day. I just wanted to remind you guys, don't ever forget that woman equals men. If you love Apple, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What's going on, guys? Apple World here. So I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S10 for 3 days now. My Apple Watch Series 4 has not been in my left wrist, and my iPhone XS has not been in my pocket for 3 days. I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S10 as my daily driver. I miss my iPhone, but I honestly thought I was gonna miss it more because this phone is actually really good. But there's certain things about it. This is my honest 3-day impressions, my first impressions with this phone. My impressions are good, but there's so many things. I mean, there's just one really important thing, and there's some other things that I don't really like about them. I don't really like about the phone, and nobody's talking about them. There's some people that are talking about it, but nobody's really listening to them. So if the problems that I'm having with my Samsung Galaxy S10 would happen to my iPhone, everybody would freak out, because of course when something happens with the iPhone, everybody freaks out. But when something happens with a Samsung phone, for example, and something happens to a Galaxy phone, nobody really talks about it, which is really annoying. So I wanted to address what nobody's telling you on the Samsung Galaxy S10. But first, actually, should I tell you guys what's good or what's bad about it? Let's just go ahead and start off by me telling you what's good about it. Alright, let me go ahead and start telling you what I really like about this phone. Starting off with the design. This phone is absolutely beautiful. I mean, seriously, I got the ceramic one with stainless steel borders. This is absolutely beautiful. Seriously, it is so stunning, so beautiful, so white. I'm seriously impressed with it. It's actually quite heavy, which is a thing that I like. I don't really like phones that are so incredibly light. This phone, I think it's the perfect weight. I've tested out, I actually went to the store yesterday to see the other models, the non-ceramic models, and they feel a little bit too light. I really like this one because it's not really that heavy. It's kind of like the iPhone XS, more or less, so I like how it's got this premium weight on it. The battery on the Samsung Galaxy S10 is incredible. Like, when I say incredible, is incredible. Yesterday, I used this phone I used it so much. I literally gamed on it, social media, YouTube, replying to YouTube comments. I was testing out the camera yesterday, which, by the way, I will do the camera test comparison. I'll probably upload that tomorrow, so stay tuned with that. So yesterday, I was using this phone so much, and I went to bed with a battery of 40%. I only use 60% of the battery, so this thing, if you don't really use it that much, this thing could last you 2 days, which is insane. So the battery, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, even an iPhone with a smart battery case can probably not beat this. I mean, I was honestly amazed yesterday when I went to charge it. I'm like, wait a second, this thing still has 40%. So right now it's 2 o'clock for me, and it's only at 87%, which is insane. And I've actually been using quite a lot today, so it's incredible. Another thing that I really like about this phone is actually the display. The display on this phone is also amazing. I mean, it's so saturated. It's a little bit too saturated, but for me, that's a thing that I really like. On photos, for example, on the camera, things are a little bit too saturated, but on the actual display, I actually really like that it's really saturated. You can actually go inside of the settings and change, you can make the phone a little bit too saturated or normally saturated. I really like the option when it's really saturated, because it makes the display just pop with colors. I mean, the colors are absolutely beautiful. And now, yesterday I went to compare the display for just a second, and I was seriously amazed. I'm probably gonna be like, wow, my iPhone XS sucks now. No, just kidding. I mean, the iPhone XS, it's kind of neutral. The colors are super awesome. The OLED display on the iPhone XS is amazing. The colors, like the blacks are really black, the whites are really black, but the actual colors, I'm talking about green, yellow, blue, they simply pop in the Samsung Galaxy S10. Maybe a little bit too much, but it's a thing that I really like. USB-C on the Samsung Galaxy S10 is a feature that I desperately want to see on the iPhones in 2019. I mean, I just love the fact that I can go on a trip and charge my Nintendo Switch, my iPad Pro, my Samsung Galaxy S10, and hopefully AirPods 2 will have USB-C. So I can't wait till everybody starts using USB-C. I guess the only one that's left is the iPhone, and everything will be USB-C, and I'm so excited for the future. Another thing that I really like about this phone is wireless power share, where I can literally charge my iPhone, for example, on the Samsung Galaxy S10. I can simply do just like this, and my iPhone right now is actually charging. So this is a feature that is seriously so absolutely awesome. it's not a thing that you're gonna be using every single day, but in case of an emergency, for example, it's great to have. Also, for the Galaxy Pods is really awesome because you can literally charge your earphones straight on your phone. By the way, the Galaxy Pods, I actually, in Spain, it was a little bit differently. I actually had to redeem it inside of Samsung's website, which was really weird. But anyways, they're coming, I think, tomorrow. So stay tuned for next week for a bunch of unboxings and reviews and all of those videos. So stay tuned for that. I will actually be making a comparison with Galaxy Pod versus the AirPods. I think the Galaxy Pods are going to win, so stay tuned for that. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for everything that I like about this phone. The camera is also great. I still have to do the camera comparison video, so stay tuned for that as well. So everything about this phone is amazing. But there's one thing that Samsung is really, really showing off, but I just don't really like it at all. And that is the fingerprint reader. Nobody's talking about the fingerprint reader, how awful it is. On my unboxing, whenever I was trying, to mess around with it, it didn't really work, but I'm like, yeah, I'll probably get used to it. I don't like that you have to get used to unlocking your phone. It's like you have to put it in a certain position to make it work. Whenever you put the exact position, it works really well. Look, like you have to put it flat and then it works perfectly. I just unlocked your phone. But sometimes you are not really thinking about unlocking your phone and you just want to unlock your phone, and it doesn't really work, right? So if you put a little bit like the finger like this, it's not gonna work. You have to put it flat on. So it's a thing that I just hate it so much, and nobody's talking about this, and I'm getting so annoyed. So I actually went into settings and put the facial recognition mode on, and that works pretty well. It's not as secure. Another thing that I don't like about this phone is the edge. The actual display has edges which look awesome, but they actually serve as functions, right? And sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, for example, when I'm watching videos, I trigger the edge display and I trigger certain things, and it's just not a good experience. So I went into settings and I turned the edge display off, and it's way much better now, and it's not as frustrating. So if you guys get the Samsung Galaxy S10, especially the Plus, since it's so big, and when you're holding it with one hand, you're usually touching the side of the phone, so you're usually touching the edge display. It's a thing that I didn't really like at all. The last thing that I don't really like about this phone are the animations and the gestures. The iPhone is so perfect at everything. Like every single animation, like everything is so smooth on the iPhone. On the Samsung Galaxy S10, it's just, I wouldn't say that it's laggy, but it's just not perfected. Samsung, like you're seriously almost there. Like this phone is so incredibly good, and I'm so happy with it. But there's so many things that I just don't really like about it, and I'm probably gonna be switching back to the iPhone whenever I finish the Samsung Galaxy S10 challenge. So far, I'm liking it. Hopefully I'll give it another try to that in-display fingerprint sensor, but I just don't really like how I have to get used to the fingerprint sensor. In my opinion, the fingerprint sensor should be getting used to you, especially when you're paying such a premium price for this phone. So I miss iMessage, I miss AirDrop, I miss the ecosystem, but that doesn't really have to do with the phone. I also really like, by the way, one thing that I do like is the actual punch hole in the display. I love how the display is so futuristic. Now that I look back to my iPhone, I don't want to go back to a notch. So I wish I could grab this phone and just put them together and grab the Pixel and just make one phone out of those three. It's seriously so good. The camera, I don't really want to go too in depth with the camera because that will be uploaded on tomorrow's video. So far, I'm liking this phone. I'm seriously digging the design with this gold and white theme. I just like it so much. So guys, stay tuned for tomorrow with my camera comparison video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, welcome. This is the Apple World family. If you don't like Apple, watch out.